but it was very hard to find cool socks. And I wanted a pair of red socks because my hero at the time was the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Ben Bernanke. And there was this rumor that he had in fact worn red socks and that he was partial to wearing fancy socks, and I thought that was really cool. So I was going to find myself a pair of red socks and wear them. And the internet saved me. I found some obscure website that was selling red socks. They made them themselves. So I ordered a whole bunch of them. And yeah, that's how that happened.
I'm glad to actually find out the explanation for that.
Oh, there's probably a lot of things that I could explain. Don't you? You must wear crazy socks. That's the thing now, right?
No, not usually. I know when I used to run, we would wear dress socks to kind of be more intimidating while we ran, but that's about it.
I don't need good padded socks. I can just wear these thin things. I'll go through them in the entire race. They'll be threadbare.
Yeah, some of them are really nice. I mean, the crisscross diamonds all down them with the different colors, usually like dark greens and dark reds, going all the way to our knees.
I want them to bring back tube socks.
Tube socks.
Do you remember tube socks? Have you seen tube socks? Do you know what these things are?
Yeah.
They come in packs of 6, and they're very long.
Mm-hmm.
They go up to your knee, and they have stripes at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I want tube socks again. I bet they'll come back. I bet I'll see them in Target in 5 years.
Probably. Leg warmers and stuff.
Yeah, and then you can wear those when you're running. And the headband. Don't forget that, the sweatband.
Yeah. Well, that's just practical.
That's the epitome of cool. I'm just so cool that I don't care about what you think of me when I'm running.
I remember seeing a marathon race in California downhill, and the guy, the guy who won was your typical, runner guy. But second place was a guy who dressed up like Jack Black in that Luchador movie.
Oh, sure.
So that was hilarious. It's just like, wow, that guy almost kept up with a record pacer, pretty much.
If only his cape was longer, he probably would have done it.
Yeah.
Mario style.
Yeah.
Any other mysteries I can clarify?
Trying to remember what else. Interesting things. Because you didn't post a whole lot. I mean, most of your posts were mostly like updates to the site, and then every now and then there'd be a topic you would peek in and say something. Everybody would be like, oh, Ben.
I was busy programming. If I was going to spend any time on the site, my hands were deep in PHP and MySQL.
Alright. So that begs the question, how did you do? Because I think you actually have a couple members' phone numbers, or at least you used to, because I think Jen said you called her, and I think did Olivia say?
I can't remember that.
I think those two might have said that you've called them before.
Yeah, there were times on the site where a more rapid form of communication was needed. And sometimes that was, the site is down, Ben. Did you know that? I did not. Thank you for calling. Some of it was, this member's becoming a real pain in the ass. Can we just have a super ban really quick? I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Let's super ban this person.
The site is down thing, that's anything in IT though, As soon as something goes down, your phone starts blowing up.
Oh, it is so frustrating. I remember the site was down for like almost a week or two.
What's the story behind that one? Because that was what, the great crash of late '08 or 2009 or something.
It was right after I had basically relaunched the site. I had the new this and new that, and the galleries could be searchable by tags, and then a month later, the site crashed. And I don't exactly remember the details, but I remember whose fault it was.
Whose fault was it?
I told you earlier that server administration, don't ever get into that business.
So you had someone else do it once.
I was bad at it. I knew that. I knew the things that I was bad at. I mean, I wasn't that great at programming, but I knew it was a whole lot worse at server administration. So by that point, there was enough cash flow where I could hire someone to do server administration, to monitor the site, and to be the person to make sure the thing that keeps running, the servers keep running. They failed at their job very hard, and that was a very frustrating time. I don't know if anyone's ever been on the phone with Comcast, but it was very similar to that. And it wasn't as if I could just switch service providers very quickly, as anyone who has dealt with Comcast or Verizon would know. You can't just cancel and sign up with someone very quickly. It's like, I'm stuck with you. I don't like that I'm stuck with you, but we're in this together, and please? Oh, that was so terrible. But we got it back up and I fired them.
Speaking of site outages, did Advanced Anime ever be the target? Was Advanced Anime ever the target of a DDoS attack?
No. And that's one of the nice things about having run a site that was among the earlier parts of the internet, and there was no one who was frustrated at the site enough to be able to run something like that. But it was I never had to deal with hacks. I was fortunate. Because I would find parts of the code that I had programmed years before. I'm like, what is this doing here? This doesn't belong here. I should fix this. But yeah, see, server security, website security, it's all about trying to be faster than someone who's very determined. And luckily, no one was very determined. I mean, even now, that's what internet security is like. So I was fortunate. Everyone was fortunate, I have to say.
Water is Fire wants to know if you ever super banned them. Or...
Super ban. Okay, so there's no such thing as super ban. I made it. But what basically super ban meant you watch the IP address and you try to figure out. People who were frustrated with the site. They never did a DDoS attack, but they would. Oh, you banned this account, so I'm going to make a new account and sign up with that. Oh God, come on! Really? Is this that important to you? So ban. All right, I'll take this shift. Ban.
So is that why the validation system was eventually added, to make it so people couldn't create as many accounts as quickly?
That was one of the reasons, yes. That was certainly one of the reasons. I wanted people to be accountable for what they posted on the site.
Anything else?
Yeah, anything else? I really appreciate that you guys asked me to to chat with you.
Yeah, we're actually really glad that you've been on the show. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the people watching and stuff like that have been very curious of what you've been up to. You know.
I think it's really cool that you have a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, it amazes me. It amazes me that something I started for fun as a hobby attracted such a great community, such a great dedicated community that just made it their own. And it's amazing that now it's a podcast.
Well, I remember actually earlier, Jen and if you remember Chihiro both actually had an idea for a podcast, and I don't think they ever got it to take off the ground. I mean, podcasts were really tough to do in the beginning. You know, there were only a handful of sites that did it. The quality was really choppy, and unless you had a really fast computer and some high-tech microphones, it wasn't going to turn out very well. So now, of course, with better technology, you don't need quite as fast a computer to host something like this, and now computers come with microphones and usually are fairly good quality enough to run something like this. So yeah. So we decided to give it a try to keep that community active. Again, bring them together pretty much.
Yeah, and you do it every week.
Yep. Well, at least we try to. I mean, we've missed. How many weeks have we missed? Like 1 or 2? I think we've missed 2 weeks. I think are the only 2 that we missed in the last year.
Oh man, what was that? Christmas?
One of them was November. I think around Thanksgiving. I think was one of the ones we missed. And then the other one was like right after our 1 year. Decided to give ourselves a little break after the 1 year.
That's good. And you guys are probably getting experience too
Yeah.
doing this. Like, oh, we've learned a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think that's how it goes, though. It's just like you can prepare yourself all you want and stuff like that, but once you do the real thing, you actually learn a lot more. And I don't do anything large scale like web design, but I create forms in like PHP. And I'll be going through, and it's just like, oh my goodness. It's like, what you're asking is impossible. I don't know anything on how to do that. And then I start doing this. It's like, no, I can do this. I think I know how. Oh, let me just add this. And then it starts working, and it's like, Then you start thinking about cool features to add. It's like, oh, it'd be really cool if the database did this.
Oh yeah, you understand. You understand my motivation.
Yeah.
You're gonna have your own consulting business. Podcasts and PHP forums.
So yeah, I definitely understand the whole. It's like you learn a lot as you go along, pretty much. You know, necessity breeds innovation, pretty much.
Yeah.
Every time.
Sometimes I had to learn very quick.
Still not a design. I'm not a design person either.
It's good to know what you're not good at and what you don't want to take the time to get good at.
Any other stories you guys can think of from the site? Old days that you wanted more information on? Ben probably doesn't remember DM Brandon, though. That would be funny to hear about, though, if you did remember that.
What is this?
DMN Brandon. Once I explain it to you, you probably will remember. Alright, so he was an interesting member because it was just like he kind of went in waves. From one minute he was kind of really a troll, and the next minute he was a really nice guy, and then it just kind of went in waves. But I think the 2 things that he did that I think eventually led to him getting banned, he complained about the contest. And he pretty much called out all the admins saying, you guys don't know artwork and this wasn't fair, I want a retrial pretty much.
Oh no.
And then the other one is he made a really large religion topic. And it lasted for a while, but then it eventually degraded.
Yeah. The moderation team was, they're pretty cool. They took care of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't have done any of this without the moderation team.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been far beyond anything that I could have done. They're just incredible that they were able to do that, and that they were so dedicated to doing it.